Parshas Tetzaveh. This week's Parsha contains a description of the various Bigdei Kahuna, the various vestments that the Kohen was to wear, and they were l'chavod l'sifaris, they were for glory and beauty of the Mikdash of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of Aaron Kohen, as representing the spiritual nexus of Klal Yisrael, the children of Israel, with the Almighty. The verse in Chavches Gimel, that's 28:3, reads as follows: V'atot tedaber, and you, Hashem is speaking to Moshe here, El kol chachmei lev, to all those who are wise in heart, Asher milesiv ruach chochma, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom. We have to figure out what's the difference between that. V'asuas bigdei Aaron, and they will make the vestments, the garments of Aaron, the priest, the Kohen, l'kadsho l'chahanoli, to sanctify him, to make him a Kohen for me. This verse has many awkward phrasings that we have to parse. We got to figure out what does all of this mean. First of all, and you speak, okay, Moshe should speak, El kol chachmei lev, Asher milesiv ruach chochma, to all who are wise of heart, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom. Are those two different things? Can someone be a chacham lev and not have Hashem milesiv? I have filled him with the spirit of wisdom. In which case, why doesn't it just say and speak to all who I've filled with the spirit of wisdom? What does this mean? Why is it repeated? Is it two different things, or does one modify or qualify the other? So there are various commentaries and opinions about this, but there's a grammatical problem as well, which is chachmei lev is plural. Chachamim shel lev, the wise ones of the heart, and then it says Asher milesiv, that I have filled him or it with the spirit of Chochma. So what's the pronoun? I have filled him with the spirit of wisdom, and we have plural at the beginning, and then immediately followed by singular. So it seems to be a disagreement of numerosity. So the Mefarshim say, there are many opinions. Some of the Mefarshim say that milesiv, which is in the singular, actually is attributable to lev. Chachmei lev, Asher milesiv ruach chochma. The wise of heart. Which wise of heart? That I have filled with the spirit of wisdom. Now, how can you be wise of heart and not be filled with the spirit of wisdom? So the Malbim actually says you can. A person can be a chacham, and a chacham, he says, is somebody who acts on the basis of the wisdom that he has acquired, but he nevertheless has an internal struggle with his yetzer, with his evil inclination. It's not a bad thing. It's not bad that he has a struggle. It's bad if he succumbs. Ezehu Gibor Hakovesh Sitzro, says Pirkei Avos, who is the true mighty person, the person who conquers his own temptation. So conquering temptation is a good thing. The Malbim says that there's a higher level, which is somebody who has worked on himself so much and is so focused and so dedicated that he is filled with this Ruach Chochma. There is no room for anything else. He's single-minded, he's devoted, he's dedicated. We see this in other areas. If we take it out of the realm of the spiritual, we have we're familiar with the profiles of the sports heroes who have risen above those who are part of the cohort of professional basketball, football players, and the ones who rise to the top, who are exceptional, are the people who are single-minded and focus on almost nothing else but accomplishing their goal. So Asher milesiv ruach chochma, the Malbim says he's got no space in his heart, in his mind, for anything else, because he is constantly pursuing chochma. And this is a very admirable quality, and it's a necessary quality, says the Torah, according to the Malbim, for making the Bigdei Kahuna, the vestments of the Kohen Gadol. There are those who say that milesiv refers to Moshe, refers to Aaron, refers to B'Tzalel, but it seems to be the popular reading is that it refers to the filling of the heart. And why is this? Why does the heart have to be filled? All you're doing, what Hashem is saying is be a tailor. And the Malbim says that when it comes to making the vestments for the Kohanim, the Kohen HaGadol, and the Kohanim. Every stitch must be what we call lishma. It has to be with the specific intention of making the holy vestments for the Kohen HaGadol or the other Kohanim. In other words, that the intention of the Ba Malacha, the intention of the craftsman, in this case a tailor, is an essential part of the making of the vestments. Now the Malbim, in next week's Parsha, distinguishes between Chochma, Tavuna, and Da'as. The verse in next week's Parsha, Kisisa, says, this is in Perek Lamed Aleph, Psukim Beis and Gimel. That's 31, verses 2 and 3. He says, Re'ei karasi b'shem Betzalel ben Uri ben Chor l'mat Yehuda. I've called upon Betzalel of the tribe of Judah. V'amaleo so ruach Elokim, and I have filled him with the Spirit of God. B'chochma, b'tuna, u'v'da'as, u'b'chol malacha. With Chochma is wisdom, Tuna is understanding, and Das, we'll call it just now, for now, knowledge, but we're going to talk about that. So this is Chochma, Tuna, and Das. Tavuna is a variation of the word Bina. This is the motto of Chabad. Chabad stands for the Rashi Tevos. It's an acronym, first initial of each word, first letter of each word. Chochma, Bina, Das. Chabad, that's where Chabad comes from. Now, I don't know what Chabad says that Chabad means, that Chochma, Bina, and Das means. But I can quote from the Meforshim that I've seen. And Rashi there says that Chochma means something that you learn from other people. That's Masha Adam Shomea Me'acherim V'Laman. You pick up knowledge, you pick up facts, you pick up wisdom, pick up all kinds of things from other people. Tavuna is Mevin Davar Mitoch Davar, that somebody can extrapolate. Somebody can take the things that he's learned and think about them and analyze them and come up with new knowledge, new understandings. So what's Da'as? So Rashi says Das means Ruach HaKodesh. It means having the direct communication from the Almighty. The Radak dials that down a little bit because that really doesn't apply to any of us these days. There is no longer Ruach HaKodesh. That kind of communication was exclusive to Nevi'im and to other Bali Madrega of a level, people of a spiritual level that are not around anymore. The Gemara says that there is no Ruach HaKodesh anymore. According to the Radak, it means Yiras Hashem. It means being fearful or reverent of the Almighty. In other words, having a God consciousness together with this wisdom and the ability to understand other things from the things that we learn. Now, the Rabbi Miyuchas says something which might be a little bit more applicable to our lives, which is, he says, Chochma is dibur peh. Chochma means having the ability to express that which is in your mind, your understanding. In other words, you can articulate something. And Reb Chaim Soloveitchik was known to have said, if you can't explain it, then you don't understand it. Sometimes you hear people say, I get it, but I just can't explain it. According to Reb Chaim, there is no such thing. If you can't explain it, then you don't understand. You may have a sense, but it's an incoherent and an incomplete understanding. He says, Tavuna is mevin midaito. Somebody understands something from his own mind, which is very similar to Rashi's explanation and the explanation of Chazal generally, which is that Bina is mevin davar mitoch davar, is understanding something, extrapolating from other things. And then he says, Das is roas hanolad. Das means you see, literally, roas hanolad means he sees that which is born. In other words, that which comes in the future. And you might say that what this really means is that it's the implications of the wisdom. It's not just the wisdom itself. You can also read these as chochma, as being acquiring or gathering information. That information may also be wisdom. It's not just facts, but it's gathering it from other sources. Bina is analyzing and being able to come up with a way to comprehend and to categorize the facts and the wisdom that one has picked up from others. And then Das, according to Rabbi Miyuchas, would be how to take that and apply it apply it to life. There's a famous observation: those who don't learn from history are condemned to repeat it. Now, if you think of these three stages, it might make that comprehensible, which is, what does it mean to learn from history? Well, first of all, you have to know history in order to learn from history. You have to know what happened. And then you have to be able to analyze what happened. It's not just facts. It's not just that there was an attempt at a peace accord between Great Britain and Germany, but it's that understanding that what we have come to know that process as appeasement. If you give in or cave in to tyrants, then they will tyrannize you as well. That it will not go well. It won't succeed. And then there's the final stage, which is, okay, how am I not going to be condemned to repeating history? Well, I have to extrapolate from that, and I have to implement policies. I have to create policies that I will follow, which is the next time a bully comes around on the international stage, or maybe even on local stage, I will not take efforts to appease him, but rather I will oppose him, and then we have to figure out how to do that. And that's the three levels of Chochma, Bina, and Das, which is acquiring information, knowledge, wisdom from others. Bina is thinking about it, analyzing it, coming to conclusions. And Das, according to Rabbi Miyuchas, Roas Hanolad, is understanding how this applies in the future to my life, to the lives of others, to the lives of my family, to the life of the world. And to use all of that in combination and to succeed in life with the kochos, with the abilities that the Almighty has given us. Have a good Shabbos.